So throughout this class so far, I have actually been doing prevention stuff prior to some of the things we learned, but it's been really nice being able to take what we've learned and implementing into my daily practice. I currently have track and field at Hardin-Simmons, and so we're a Division III school, have a really small squad, and the people who are on it, many of them are really good athletes, but we also had pretty low numbers, so coach just kind of let whoever wanted to join the team. And so what we've worked a lot with is people who've had previous medial tibial stress syndrome and plantar fasciitis. And we have done some extra exercises, a lot of balance training and neuromuscular control training on uneven surfaces and eccentric load of the muscles. And we've also focused a lot, even though it's not a true prevention program, of preventative measures with range of motion deficits with some of our athletes and working on specifically hamstring range of motion because we notice a lot of people are really short within that. Another thing we kind of started, and it's thanks to one of my friends not in this class who mentioned it, was the activation pattern between the glutes, the low back, and the hamstrings for sprinters and people with hamstring issues. And so we've done some work with that, and it's exciting to get to see that my athletes that I work with at Hardin-Simmons have noted a decrease in their injuries as compared to last year. We also got a new coach this year, so with me being new and the coach being new, it's really a good time to implement these programs and be able to start collecting data. The lady who had my job before me was really good. There's documentation, but there's pretty much only injury evaluations. So we're working really hard on day-to-day treatments and documenting all of those, which will then help me be able to look back and see what injuries we had and how I can continue to help these athletes. We're planning on doing a lot of work in the off season. We're focusing a lot on nutrition, and coach really liked the idea of continuing the more of an injury-specific protocol. So we're going to go through and talk about all our athletes together with the athletic training staff and the coaching staff, and see who was predisposed kind of to what and what we dealt with and how we can work with them over the summer. It's not an easy thing. It's been working so far. My athlete compliance over the summer I think is going to be hard because I'm not going to be there, not going to be able to keep monitoring them. But right now it hasn't been a big of a deal because I'm there and can force the athletes to do it. But I am pretty concerned about that. So that's something I'm going to kind of have to study, work through, and see what I can do to help keep the athletes in the best health they're going to be. I do think that there are barriers still to what I'm doing. I am trying to work with the women's soccer coach on working through some of the injury prevention that he's done. We've worked and used FIFA 11 plus, but the girls rushed through it really quickly and ended up with 3 surgeries and like 6 different knee injuries that I can remember off the top of my head when I was thinking about this and reflecting on this before class. And so I know that it can't take away every type of injury you're going to have, but it's also concerning when the main thing it's supposed to prevent is what's happening. So Hardin-Simmons works kind of weird. We have 3 full-time certifieds as well as 2 interns who work a little bit more restricted hours. And we each have our own clinics. So we have 3 clinics across campus. And so although myself and the interns work really well of who I've worked with, I know this isn't being shown to the other clinics. And I really want to kind of share the knowledge that we've learned in this class and be able to help them out. I feel like it's kind of hard with how the clinics work to be able to impact more athletes. And obviously the one that has football is going to have the most amount of athletes in it, being at a Division III level, and I think that there's the possibility of like learning labs or different times within our group, our weekly staff meetings, that we could get together and talk about prevention. It was actually kind of cool. My boss mentioned about he wants to come up with a plan for each joint of prevention to send home with the athletes over the summer. So I think this was in the right step. And he's in a DAT program somewhere else, so he's very interested in what we can do to help our athletes with evidence-based practice, bringing the profession forward, and I believe prevention is kind of the next step for us. So I'm continue to be really excited to be in this class and interacting and learning. So I look forward to what the rest of the class has, what the SPs have, and what I can learn. So thanks for all you've done.